Hey, this is Steve. I'm one of the designers of the Best Fit product line, and I've been asked to do a video of an estimate from start to finish. Honestly, doing the video is not as big a challenge as deciding what method of estimating to use while doing the video. One of Best Fit's greatest features is you're not locked into doing just one method of estimating. Some methods work better on some projects and some methods work better on others. I sort of want to show you how to do a little of all of them, sort of many ways of doing the same task, but I think the video would end up being way too long. So I'm going to just choose a method and go with it. I'm going to start on this simple drawing. I was assigned to do it, and we'll see where it goes from there. Honestly, don't know what the drawing looks like, how hard or how easy it'll be. And we're going to do this live, and whatever mistakes happen, they're just going to happen. So I hope you learn something from this video. So I've created a job called Dress Barn. I don't know if you can see this, but your job name's listed right above here, Project Dress Barn. So the first thing I want to do is import the drawing. So I'm going to go to Takeoff, Drawing Files, Import PDF Drawing. I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to see if I can find this on the computer. Hit import. It'll let us know when we're finished. Also, another challenge is doing this slow enough that you understand, because I just like to just blaze through it. But so I hit import. So now you can see that the name of the drawing is in here. It could be several pages long, but this is just one page. So I'm going to hit Takeoff Drawings, New. Dress Barn. Okay. Down here, you're going to see the name of the job, and under File will be all your drawing names. So there's only one drawing, so we're going to choose it. It's going to bring it in. I'm going to zoom in by hitting the magnifying glass. And before I get started, I'm just going to look around seeing what I'm dealing with. So I'm looking here. Since there's a panel schedule, I'm going to look right off the bat. There's an HVAC unit, 30 amp, 3-pole, water heater, lights, receptacle, sign. Straightforward, easy. So lighting symbols A, B, C, T, tape light, furnished by owner. So there's a tape light right here. So water heater right here. Rooftop unit somewhere in the center. Service down the outside of the wall to a meter pack, 40 foot. It's in aluminum. So that's kind of the gist of the job. So the first thing that I like to do is I like to count. So I'll create a group. I'm going to create lights. I'm going to hit OK. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light types. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll select A, B, C, T, and X, E, M, R. So that's emergency exit with a remote head. So I'll select the A fixture. I'll select count, which is the little icon right here. You can see if it's activated, if there's a little white square around it. If I want to change the tag a different direction, I can right click instead of left click. I'm not really sure whether we're supposed to pick up this fan, but I'll go ahead and include it. So I want to change the man hours of these C fixtures because it's going to take longer than was allocated. So right here, I'll just click on man hours and enter what I think it's going to take to do it. Oop, I made a mistake by hitting when it was activated. So take the X, click on it, hit the green, take it away. Some mistakes gone. So all the light fixtures are counted. Next, I'm going to freeze these off by clicking the eye. Let's create a new group called switches. See two types of switches, occupancy sensor and a switch dimmer switch. Normally I put the aux sensors or any kind of lighting control in the lighting package, but since there's only two of these and I would probably know what the cost is, I'll just enter them under switches. Activate count. I'll click the 3 different type of switches. I'll freeze these off. I'll go to receptacles. So I know there's 3 types of receptacles. It'd be a duplex, a GFI, and a weatherproof GFI. Not that it matters, but I'm going to edit this duplex receptacle and I'm going to make the tag be round. It really doesn't matter. But just to show you, I'm going to turn it round. So I can see that the count's activated because of the white circle. So I just start clicking on receptacles. GFI, and I'm sure there's a weatherproof GFI, one by the unit. Now I noticed when I was going through here I missed this floor box, so I'm going to go ahead and choose floor box. So now all my counts for receptacles are entered. Okay, so there's a stub up. I'll go ahead and do it. Since it's just one, it's no big deal, but you know, there could be 200 on your next job. Okay, while we're counting, I like to do all the counting as we go, so I'll go ahead and just count the gear while we're counting. Create custom, type in gear. So the panel was a 200 amp, 3-pole, 120, 208 volt. It was surface mounted, 42 circuits. Guess that's all I need on that. I know there was a 30 amp, 3-pole NEMA 3R, non-fusible, 240 volt disconnect, and a 30 amp, 2-pole, non-fusible NEMA 1 for the water heater. So I'm just going to click these anywhere because I know there's just one of each. If there were many different types, I would just click them on the job where they go. But I've just entered those in there so I can do them later. I'll freeze these off. I'll go back and freeze off the stub up I forgot to do. So now we're finished counting. Everything's counted on the job. So the next thing to do is to measure. So there are many ways to measure, but I'm just going to use the measure button. So I'm going to go 1/2 inch with 3 number 12s. And there's an exit light through this one, so I'm going to go 1/2 inch with 4 number 12s. I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit this. I'm going to round up. I'm going to edit this. I'm going to round up and change the color. Okay, so now to measure, you have to set the scale. So I'm going to select options, hit OK. I know this fixture is 4 foot. So now the scale is set. I'm ready to measure. You click measure button, and whichever one that you want to measure. I'm going to start by measuring the run with the 4 wires in it. Simple enough, and get it out of the way. Now I'll go back and do 3 wires. So I'll start at the home run. I'll go to the first box. I'm going to hit the control key. That activates this W. I'm going to click one more time to go down to the panel, hit the control key, take that off. Now I'll carry on with the power part of this circuit. So I'll go to each of these junction boxes. Now the power part's done, so I'll go back light to light and then down to the switch. Okay, so there's a switch that I didn't get, so I need to create a new one, and that's going to be 1/2 inch with 5 number 12s. Again, I'm going to select round up, save and close, and go from the switch to that box. Now I'm not worried about going down the wall to these switches because I'm going to have that on my default settings when we go to the estimate, and I'll show you what that's about. So I want to go ahead and freeze off the power for the lighting, and I'll put lighting. I'm doing this like it was a bigger project. If it's something as simple as this, you may not even break out the lighting from the power, but just to show you how I like to do it. So again, we're going to go to the power part of it. So I'll have 1/2 inch with 3 number 12s. I'll have 1/2 inch with 5 number 12s. And I'll have a 3/4 with 7 number 12s. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to select round up on each one of these. Just the edit button. And I will change color just to make it show up better. Okay, so you can see that the measurement's still activated. I'm going to get this home run with catching 3 circuits first. So I'm going to go from the panel to the first part of the circuit. I'm going to hit the control key. I'm going to activate that W. I'm going to make one more selection to go down to the panel You can see the numbers over here change to 30. I'm going to take the W off by selecting Control key. Then I'll go to 5 number 12s. Actually, I could stop it here. And then I'll go to 3 number 12s. Okay, so I'm on receptacles. Rooftop receptacle, that was on A7, I believe. Yeah, A7. So I'll catch it out of this box here. I will add extra footage for this particular one. So I'll write power. Kind of glance over it. Didn't do the floor box, so I'll add 2 more, which will be 3/4 PVC and 3/4 PVC with 3 number 12s. I know it's going to be 10 foot. We're going to round this up. We'll round this up. And we'll select both of these. Okay, now so I want to freeze these off. So now what's left to do are the home runs. So I know there's a sign, water heater, rooftop unit, and service. Okay, the sign I'm going to make be 1/2 inch with 3 number 12s. Could be number 10, but since it's not indicated, I'll just leave it 12. Water heater, 1/2 inch with 3 number 10s. Rooftop unit, could be 1/2 inch, but I'm going to make it be 3/4 inch with 4 number 10s. Was a 30 amp. The service here was 2.5 inch with, it was aluminum, so that's 4 number 250 aluminum and 1 number 6. Okay, I'm going to do this one first, and I know, well, let's go back and round each of these up. Okay, I'm going to do the service first. It's going to an existing meter pack, and it's 40 foot, so it gives us a length. Unfortunately, I can't just type that in, but I can see what this is, and that's 20. So I'm going to hit the Control key, and I'm going to hit it 2 more times. So I've got my length of 40. I'm going to take the Control key off. So now that's entered at 40 foot. The rooftop unit, I'm going to start at the panel, and I'm going to go, and just my preference, I'm going to hit the Control key, and I'm going to click it twice. I'm going to take it off. That's going down to the panel and up to the unit, which should be a little bit more than I need, but that's what I like to do. I'm going to go to the water heater. I'll go from the panel to the water heater, hit the control key, click it twice, take the control key off, and now I need to do the light fixture. The sign, sorry. I'll hit the control key and I'll hit one time. Okay, so the takeoff is finished. There's really nothing else left to do. I'll go ahead and freeze this off in case I need to come back, and you can bring all these back on at any time to make sure that you got everything. So I'm going to hit save and close, and we're going to start the estimate. So I'm going to click lighting, I'm going to click new, I'll make sure I'm on the takeoff dress barn, and I'll go to the group lights. I'll add multiple counts, I'll highlight the lights, bring them into the estimate, hit save. In this case, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to remove the distance between, because I scaled everything. I could easily manipulate these numbers and make them come out to be exactly the same, but I'm just choosing not to. Assembly details. I'm just going to change this to lighting. No need to really change it, but I changed it. I'm going to go to switch, new. I'll open up the takeoff drawing. I'm going to go to switches. And then normally I would have single pole, three-way, four-way, switch, but on this particular one I don't have any of those. And the ones I do have are not in my preset defaults, but it's easy as just adding two. I'll make it occupancy sensor. Just choose from the drop down. So it's a single gang plate. And here's where I'm going to add the 10 foot to get above the ceiling. That's why I didn't add it before. And then I've got one 2-gang switch. That is one of the switchers is a dimmer, and the other one is just a switch. So my switches are through. You don't have to change the name, I'm just doing it for a reason. So I'll go to receptacles, new, bring in my takeoff list. So I've got 10 receptacles. I've got one GFI weatherproof, and I got a floor box. So from this list, I'll choose the floor box. And I'm going to change this distance apart to 10 just to get it above the ceiling, since I did scale everything. floor box needs to be 0 since it goes under the floor. There's my products. Change this to receptacles. Okay, so next would be stub ups. I remember I had one stub up, so I'm not even going to open it up. So I just put one there and I hit save, and I could just hit save and close. Now branch circuits, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to enter my lighting first. So I go to measurements, and so under lighting, under 1/2 inch 3, I got 140 foot. Lighting 4, I've got 50 foot. Lighting 5, I've got 10 foot. And that's it. So I would hit save, assembly details. So I'm going to create a new one for the power. So under power, I've got 170 foot of 3. I've got 20 foot of 5. I've got 30 foot of 3/4 with 7. And I have the 2 PVC runs, which I could enter here or somewhere else. I'm going to choose to enter it elsewhere. I think I'm going to use them both elsewhere. So I'm going to save, assembly details. Parts descriptions. So now I'm down to just entering these few home runs. Very simple. So to do that, I'm going to go to custom conduit and wire. I'm going to click new. I'm going to open up my takeoff list. Go to measure. And the first one is the sign. It's 1/2 inch with 3 number 12s and it's 80 foot. So sign, 1/2 inch, 80 foot, 3 number 12s. That's everything I need. So I'm going to create new. Second one is a water heater and it's 30 foot. I'm going to add a flex, 6 foot flex. There's my parts. So I've entered the sign, the water heater. Now we'll do the service. Same thing over and over. Got the rooftop unit, 70 foot, 3/4 with four number 10s. I added flex to that. There's your parts on the rooftop unit. So you can go over to your assembly summary and you can see your service, receptacles, branch power, branch lighting, switches, rooftop unit, sign, water heater, lighting, stub up assembly. You want to go back to that. So you can check that. So we have, again, we have our service, we have our receptacles, we have our branch power, branch lighting, switches, rooftop unit, sign, water heater, lighting, stub up. So we need to go back now and enter our gear. A lot of different places you can do that. You can enter it right into gear. So again, you just put it right under item description. (200 amp, 3-pole, 122.08 volts. Main lug only. Surface mount, 42 circuits. Quantity 1. Let's give it 8 man hours. 30 amp 3-pole, non-fusible, NEMA 3R, 240 volt disconnect, and a 30 amp 2-pole, non-fusible, NEMA 1, 240 volt. I noticed I didn't pick it up, but I did catch a corner of my eye. There was a time clock for the sign. So one thing you want to do when you're entering your man hours manually, you want to go to your labor and change it from 80% to 100%. So you can hit a request for quote and you can send us out the quotation if you want to. Right now we're just looking at how to do this. So next I would go to labor, and you have to enter your man hours. So I'm just going to enter 100% at my man hours at one cost. That's $50 an hour. It can be whatever you want it to be. Be sure to hit save and close. I'm going to go to the summary page. The light's green, so that means my lights are right. I'm going to add 10% overhead, 10% profit. I'm going to go back to the control panel. Now here's where you can go to a custom assembly, create new, and load custom assembly. This is some things that I've personally done. Direct cost, you can bring that in, so you can add in here your permits, temporary power, per diem, fuel, all this stuff right here. You can also load your quotes if you want to enter the quotes here. Some people think it's easier. Where are they? So you can create all the things that you want to get quotes on. You can enter your cost here, or we actually have a quote button that you can do it. So before I started this, the guys told me that they created this estimate with 4 different top-of-the-line products, and the price ranged from $9,500 to $10,000 on all the products, that the ones that are starting at $8,000 to $12,000. And so without any quotations or any direct costs entered, the number that they came out with was about an average of about right at $9,900, $10,000. So we'll go back and see what we ended up with. I'm not really sure. So our selling price is $10,800. So that's pretty close for just running through it. Let's see. Take the profit off. That ends up being right exactly what they were. $9,818, actually about $100 less. So that's a good deal. Now you can also go to assembly summary like we did before, and you can see everything that you wanted to do. You can create all kinds of reports, parts list reports, shows every part and piece in the whole software. It's fantastic for tracking jobs. You can go to request for quote, which is where you would send out to your supply house. I would want to change this to summarize totals, so you only have one of each. We also have a gear only and a lighting only. So you can send that to your supply house. Now when you're finished, you can also, let's go back and add some profit back to this job. Okay. So you want to create your proposal. Go to Proposal Master. So here's your opening statement. You can leave that or change it. Includes. You probably wouldn't never want to leave every one of these checked, but for right now we will. General condition notes. All this can be changed. Your assumptions, more scope, exclusions, your contract terms and conditions. We're going to submit this to Mike Smith. Going to hit OK, and it's going to generate a proposal to send. Again, it's including more than you would ever want to include, but that's it. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody, and have a blessed day.